Hi, how you doing? I just got through watching Dr. Dolittle with Robert Downey Jr. It's another perfect example of what I think about things. It's like what I really love in life is children and animals and nature. And something I really don't like is adult humans. Once a human becomes an adult, it's just like they're just terrible creatures. Adults are humans are just horrible creatures. Adults, they believe that sex is this wonderful thing, and none of them notice that no one's ever happy because of sex. You look at relationships. When do you ever see someone in a relationship that's happy? The only time you see a couple that's happy is when they're like going on a walk, or they're like in a really leisurely moment. But anybody that knows anything about romance knows that that's the most fake moment. That's when they're putting their best foot forward. That's not really who they really are. When you're leisurely holding your lover's hand, walking, going on a walk because you're done with work that day and time doesn't matter. I mean, we all are just a little bit more smiley and a little bit better at that moment, because there's nothing to do except eat dinner and go to bed and maybe watch a movie. You've already been to work or it's your day off or something, you know. Adults think that like 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 some people would be like, oh no, it's because Babylon romance and sex is what everybody thinks sex is, but in my church a man and a woman gets married in the holy temple and all this stuff. And no, that's bigotry. Only if you're married by a priest in our church can you go to the highest heaven. Bigotry. So your temple is an institution of bigotry. Why can't other couples be happy and only you guys are happy and doing it the right way? Bigotry is a classic example of the adult human mind. Only an adult human mind would think that the right priesthood power needs to marry you in the right temple to go to heaven. The whole concept of heaven and hell is something obviously an adult thought of, not an animal and not a child. Not a child, not an animal. No, there's no way a child or an animal thought of those ideas. Sorry, you guys. So sex is completely overrated and ruined. It could be good if people would approach it like kind of like the naked Adam and Eve. When Adam and Eve, not that of course, I always have to explain. I don't believe that the Bible's the Word of God. I just believe it's kind of like it's a bunch of stories that have been useful for the elders to teach people with. So, not that Adam and Eve ever really even existed or need to exist in my world. I don't believe that God's a man in the sky. I think that all those things are, I guess in this case, we could say adult ideas. It is not impressive. And their money and their clout and their social and just all their ideas, all their ideas just separate, divide people up, cause hatred, make one person better than another, and ruin everything. It would be a lot more fun if we could be excited for the day like a child and an animal is. Excited about the sunset. And everything's a learning experience. You're not using your brain power to figure out how to make anything better than anything else, but you're just trying to learn what things are because things are to be appreciated. I think I like that so much better. Just not impressed with adults, honestly. Just I'm not impressed with Babylon. I'm not impressed with adults. I'm not impressed with their money and their ideas of what makes someone cool and respectable and their big stupid vocabulary words. Why do you guys think it's so cool when you use big vocabulary words? And then, therefore, the intricate toilets, ooh, that person said, they know everything. you know. But gosh, they don't, it's all overrated. Once you really go into it and learn everything about that thing, then all of a sudden it gets all humanized and you realize that you can know the same thing as them. Any word can be learned, no matter how fancy it sounds. You can learn what any word means. You can learn what anything means. Anything can be learned. You can learn anything. I can learn anything. You can learn anything. What's so cool about knowing things? Who cares? I know a bunch of stuff. You guys don't want to learn from me. I want to learn from you, though, because I like children and animals. See? That's what I mean. I wish you guys would appreciate children and animals more and stop sexualizing and elitizing everything and blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so that's my rant.